Namaste, angels. This is going to be the Capricorn new moon reading. So it'll be like in effect from January 13th through, well, actually, the moon enters Capricorn on the 12th. It will be a waning crescent moon on the 12th, and then the new moon occurs on the 13th. So maybe from the 12th through, it's about 2 weeks until the full moon at the end of the month. All right, let's get into it. I'll talk to you guys while I pulled out a bunch of cards that I was guided to bring out. I haven't used these in a while. It's the angel therapy cards, beginning with release. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. So I've shuffled them all before I started the video, but I'll shuffle them again in front of you. The next upright card is the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. Throat chakra. Archangel Raphael. I was thinking about him the other day too. I've been thinking about him for a while, ever since if you guys have been watching my readings, you know, especially when I use the Universal Love Oracle, for example, and I would pull that card that always reminds me of the Yellow Brick Road and the Emerald Ray. You know, it kept turning up anytime I would pull those cards out. And I was thinking about Archangel Raphael in connection to Raphael Warnock, our new senator from Georgia, the 11th black senator ever in the United States of America, and the first out of the South. Anyway, the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. Also, third eye chakra. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. If you're seeing things like that, even in sleep, dream state or other consciousness, it's fine. Like, it shouldn't be scary to you, is what it's saying. Particularly now, you might be developing some of these gifts. I've been talking a lot too about maturing with the amount of time that, speaking of parents, the Emperor card has been coming out of my readings lately too. And I think that that's not just connected to this Capricorn new moon, but a lot of the transits that we've been seeing recently are going to be about maturing or having matured, and maybe beyond some of the people that surround you, people, places, and things that surround you, and needing to move on from them because it no longer aligns with your vibration. And this is about you, the Capricorn moon, or the Capricorn energy in general, or earth energy in general, so that of Taurus and Virgo too, is about being grounded and rooted. So it's like understanding, being like really grounded in those concepts, and understanding through what it is you're going from, an earthly perspective, and understanding the difference, the separation between earth and the divine, the universe. So I think there's going to be a lot of that. But and it's been shown to me, like, my guides know that the Emperor to me can represent maturity, spiritual, emotional, physical, in terms of age, and things too. So they've been giving me that card a lot. And now we open to parents. Of course, the Emperor can also be representative of one's father or father figure or some sort of authority or boss. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. I'll just do like 2 or 3. Vegetarian or vegan, fresh organic fruits and vegetables give you a boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. Clean eating in general helps to do that. We should all have, balanced meals that certainly include vegetables, but clean eating in general, trying to be as wholly organic as possible. There are 4 different levels to organic foods. Trying to be as wholly organic, meaning like getting your food from your own farm, preferably, right, or farmer's market or something like that, where they don't use any pesticides, or they don't blend any, like, use any hybrid seeds, or anything GMO, any GMO products, either in the soil or in the what they spray on the soil, any of that, just clean. That will be considered wholly organic, and those things certainly are what our body most needs. Before man got involved and started manipulating everything, we just went and picked it, or went and hit it with a rock or an arrow and ate it that way. So as close to that as possible is best for us as human beings. Anyway, we're on to if you get nervous, focus on service, which is very true too. We're going to be drawn, again, not just because of the Capricorn new moon, but other transits that have recently occurred and will occur around this time moving forward in the future. Be drawn to, it's part of this awakening and this maturing spiritually and outgrowing things, and really deciding to that we want to do something on a higher level, a bigger level. We want to be some sort of service to humanity. Some people will be like recognizing that for the first time in their lives. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. What else did I want to tell you about the Capricorn new moon? Oh, for whatever reason, I've done this a couple of times in the past, but I don't always do it. But for whatever reason, this time I also was made to think about the body parts that Capricorn rules, and to go over those. So it'll be things like, well, let me just tell you about this first. Okay, our new overall energy here, and there is no other cards behind that are upright, is third eye chakra. So this is like the main one. It's safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. So talking about the body parts that Capricorn rules is things like the back, spine, backbone, bones in general, tendons, ligaments, knees, joints, so these areas may need extra care over this period. Also, our skin and hair and the spleen, but I don't know what that does. You may want to look it up. I'm not sure if science has decided what it does, to be honest. It's one of those organs that's fairly readily removed, like tonsils, even though they decided at some point that those did have a purpose. Balance, too, is associated with Capricorn. Maybe that's why I was meant to mention that we're supposed to eat healthily in balance as well. Moving on to my abundance cards. So these are tied to earth energy too, right? Pentacles, money, and Taurus, which is one of the signs that is involved in the transit. Uranus goes direct the day after this new moon. Uranus, which is located in Taurus and has been for over a year and will be for like 6.5 more years, has been retrograde since I think August of last year, like over the summer, and finally goes direct. So maybe that's why I was moved to pull out my abundance cards, which I also haven't done in some time. Beginning with, have courage to ask for and accept help. Asking for help is a sign of strength, as is accepting it as it is offered to you. Very often when you ask God for help, prayers are answered through other people. Be sure to accept this assistance as well as to give it to others where you're guided. And that's the only one up right there. So we'll quickly do 3 shuffles with this deck. Employment change. Your career path is leading you to a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you to release the old and to welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. Employment change, actually, in a different deck, came up this week. Weekly general reading in the placement of work and finance was career change. So that here we have that again. Like I said, from a different deck, no less. Clean energy food. I was just talking about this, huh? Yes, so now we've seen something to this effect too from two decks, from beginning with that vegan vegetarian and now here, clean energy food. When you fuel your body with healthful organic diet, as that's what I believe too, you increase your energy levels and ability to focus. This automatically leads to more efficiency, better ideas, and a higher vibration, which attracts golden opportunities and beneficial relationships. So one more. Cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share it with others with cooperative partnerships that you can accomplish anything. God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith opens the doorway to receive. In God, there's no lack or limitation. Rather, there's plenty of abundance for all to share. And the next card is in reverse. I'm just going to set these aside for a second. These I did already too, setting these aside for a second. Speaking of pentacles, I pulled these out to do a love spread because they are the Lover's Path Tarot, but they're another tarot deck. So I have a total of 3 actually tarot decks out right now, beginning with the Eight of Pentacles, which is about putting our efforts toward those things that we want and efforts being rewarded, reaping what you've sown. This is about options. The Seven of Cups could also be about dreams, goals, which is connected to this Capricorn new moon. And actually, new moons are a time of starting new things, but with this one, we may not want to start anything new that involves like external sources or forces, and rather only begin those things that we have control over. So like not enter a contract with anybody or anything, even though those kind of things are normally, like I said, good. Not doing that, not having surgery. I don't know, maybe I'll think of some more things. We have some anxiety here that could be attached to any number of things. The Queen of Cups, which is a very positive card, and love in general, and definitely in terms of paying attention to our intuition and our instincts and following them, to the letter if we can, as to the guidance that they give us. Also, a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes may be particularly significant to you. Speaking of Taurus, we have Major Arcana card 5. It's called Tradition in this deck, but this is the Hierophant. Features Romeo and Juliet in this deck. And the Hierophant is another one of these cards that for me shows that it's a very spiritual card, and it can often be about making adjustments to the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves. It's also about commitments and contracts and things, and again, the energy of Taurus. Balance, Major Arcana card 11, 14. So this is Temperance. This is Temperance. It's often called Balance in different decks and stuff. Of course, this one features Venus and her husband Vulcan. You see there are very, very different types. He was sort of like a blue-collar type of person. She was, this queen of all abundance and love, but they found each other. So it is about, and I just talked about balance, how important that would be with this moon. So we have that, and then also like the yin and yang of balance, and how you need both sides, both polarities sometimes, and how opposites can attract and make for a healthy relationship. King of Wands, possibly an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, most directly in terms of traditional tarot, connected to the energy of Sagittarius and therefore Jupiter. But could of course be any number of things, but very positive card in terms of general energy, work, love, anything and everything. King of Wands upright is good. And the Seven of Coins is the last one. So you could say it was the first one in terms of timing, and this would be like the wait is over. Now you've been patient, and so now all these other things are happening. Bring now to the Six of Wands in reverse. Six of Wands is a card of victory. Four of Swords. It's a card of meditation in order to make a decision. Can also be about need for rest, maybe taking a vacation, or needing to actually sleep or take a break from someone or something. The Ten of Swords, betrayal, hurt, separation, some sort of injustice, disloyalty, infidelity. Could be realizing some of that sort of thing right now. And Two of Wands in reverse. Partnership. Two of Wands, actually the soulmate or twin flame card of the tarot. And another ace of, or an ace of wands. You haven't seen the ace yet, we saw the king. And it's in reverse, so maybe some sort of delayed gratification, like that's what's to come. Maybe this is all. I'll use some of these decks. Maybe I was just meant to go over a couple of the cards that pop up, and I won't use them in another placement. We'll see. That brings us to the, very appropriately, the Page of Pentacles, Page of Coins, Princess of Coins, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. Next card is upright, not in reverse. Speaking of the Four of Swords and needing some rest, with the butterfly cards, get some rest. You are stronger than you know. Self-care. I just saw sobriety, but also sentimental feelings. Somebody could be, maybe have been working on self-care for a while now and maybe focused on sobriety, some sort of sobriety, maybe literally, and having some nostalgic or sentimental feelings about having broken a bad habit, or left some sort of toxicity alone, whether it's a relationship or a substance. Religion and spirituality, again, the maturity maybe in spirituality, and possible loss of religion, or deciding to leave religion alone could definitely be part of this. Or other, ideologies, not just religion. Breaking away from other, like structures, constructs, and body changes. Also grief work. Working through some sort of pain. Sadly, I'm getting somebody could miscarry during this period, so it'll be over the 2 weeks. There could be some other illness or something that is experienced that does cause. I'm getting this pretty literally, changes to the body, and I'm getting that they're connected. Past life cards, beginning with unrequited love. Opening right to finances, more pentacles. Knighthood. This is very like, it's most like the Knight of Swords for me, that Knighthood card, in terms of what the meaning is, which can be about, the Knight of Swords is about decisions and information that we're awaiting, things like that, and phobias possibly tied to that Nine of Swords that we saw. communal living, health. See, I was getting something about health. Wars and battles, that maybe he's talking about what's going on around the world, or maybe in particular the country, United States. Love life, something that would come up over the next couple weeks. And wisdom, maybe having learned a lesson from your love life or about what to do in your love life. Could be part of the growth and maturity. These are the tarot decks, beginning with the 10 of Pentacles, a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. These I'm just going to go straight to cutting. There's too many for me to try to shuffle them. There's, like I said, there's challenges to this new moon. From memory, those involve possibly Uranus, Mars, Black Moon Lilith, maybe Chiron, Aries. And we have a new overall energy of the Two of Pentacles. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage. It's important to balance your work and personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. All right, then I'm going to start with these. Divine being or couple. Recent past. Make sure everything's in frame. Near future. Masculine's higher self. Is that two? No, it's one. Blocks to individual or shared progress. What the feminine can do to help herself. The masculine can do to help himself. What the universe wants to help us with and wants us to do as well. And the outcome. Divine being or couple. Isn't this perfect? Okay, it's the Capricorn energy. The Knight of Pentacles. He is loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. It's time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. And we are going to feel pushed to, like, again, we've had dreams, we've had goals to finally start implementing them. But if they require external sources, again, it's my recommendation that maybe we wait after like the next 2 weeks to do that. And then probably start them, if we involving other people, start that precisely then, and then be prepared to stop again for a short time, because at the end of the month Mercury goes retrograde, and you don't want to be starting contracts and stuff during that kind of period either. Actually, Mercury enters shadow on the 14th, the same day that Uranus goes direct. So you may just want to forego January in terms of partnership, or anything that relies on other people in terms of getting your goals, accomplished. That's just a recommendation from me. Of course, you don't have to, you can take all of it with a grain of salt. The Knight of Pentacles may also be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, someone likened to those traits or attributes in your life. Recent past. 5 of Fire, competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. 5 of Wands for me is normally, if it's not about one's personal conflict, like as in I'm conflicted, then it's about something having to do with close friends and or family, or at work, some sort of competition, maybe for, the days, the hours, the salary, the promotion, the vacation, whatever it is, some sort of something, the credit for some sort of work or something like that. Again, or conflict with friends close friends and or family. Near future. Major Arcana card 7, the Chariot, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. So this could be where somebody was fighting you for that, right? There was a competition for that, and this is you winning. That's one possibility, or something being settled and we decide to move on. The Chariot about movement, moving, travel, modes of transportation, planes, trains, automobiles, all that stuff. It can be about visiting people, something going on with one's car, literal or metaphoric movement, but it's also a major card of victory. Also, from on a more positive note for me, the Five of Wands is about like ambition and pursuing something sort of like by any means necessary. It's like the energy of Mars for me, which I see as a positive. So that can be another way it plays out for somebody. Masculine's higher self. The Queen of Swords, very nice. Experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home. This can be literal too. To clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So, about decluttering your home, that's not to suggest that you guys are living in dirty homes, but the Queen of Swords is also known as the Feng Shui Queen, in terms of having your house or rooms designed in such a way that where air or the energy, yes, and perhaps air, flows well and in like a harmonious way that it's helpful to you. Also, the Queen of Swords, masculine, when she shows up, it's to say that you are using your instincts wisely. Like your instincts are serving you very well. So you are doing a good job of listening to your intuition and any gut feelings and things like that, and going forward and following it. Keep doing that. Okay, that will help you with continuing to move forward and in any victories that you're seeking in your life. This could even be something like getting somebody's name straight, like your name cleared or something straightened out. Like say, for example, somebody was taking credit for something at your job. This air energy and communication about getting that information, getting that cleared up, and then this is like the win, the successful. It even says, right, public recognition. So like everybody at the job will know the real story, the correct story. And of course, it doesn't have to be job. You can apply it to anywhere. That was just an example. Blocks. Very interesting. Maybe getting in touch with emotions, or perhaps for the feminine, having not so good a time of following our instincts and paying attention to our intuition. This can also be indicative of maybe in the future the masculine struggling with that. So it can be a challenge, and make sure that you stay on this course, that you continue to do it. The Queen of Cups is tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. She's also a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes that is possibly actually a person in your life. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. There's also this. She could also be attached to that warning about balance in your life, that you need to nurture yourself in addition to working hard. So that may be a challenge for you, like getting time in to take care of yourself, but you're going to want to, especially as I mentioned, things like joints, your back, your knees, your skin, your hair may need extra care right now. What the feminine can do to help herself with regard to the challenge, the desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So this for us can be tied to like that card that said, don't be afraid to sort of increase and be able to start to develop this ability to see spirits and auras and things to grow. That can be what the feminine special message, additionally is to do here. Because the Eight of Cups can definitely be a card of spiritual growth, as can the Queen of Cups. It can also be suggesting that you move on from something, some sort of emotions, maybe negative emotions or something from the past, whatever, like move on from it. Or alternatively, maybe more positively, it can be guiding you towards something that is positive, for your emotions, something that will make you emotionally fulfilled, happy, joyous. Move towards it without fear, especially if you're being guided to do that. Like your intuition, your instincts are leading you toward that, then do it. Don't ignore them, which is sometimes a challenge. What the masculine can do to help himself. Eight of Wands. Events are moving at a fast pace. Delays are over, and many things are happening at once. So like I said, the Seven of Pentacles that we saw could have been about the wait, needing to be patient, and that time is over. We began to progress. Universe working on things behind the scenes for us. This can also be about communication. Again, maybe tied also to the Queen of Swords, who can be about communication. Queen of Swords is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, most directly in Aquarius in traditional tarot practice, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Don't believe I said that before. What the universe wants to help us with. It's the King of Swords. He is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Swords is also a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes. He is someone who says what he means and means what he says. This is what the universe wants to help us with. Also wants to help us perhaps in a legal issue. King of Swords, or often for me, a lawyer, a judge, or some other type of professional, an accountant, a doctor, maybe a psychiatrist, somebody to talk to. We may need that, and you're guided to go ahead and get that help if that's what you need. Also, seeing the Queen and King sitting here next to each other for somebody, this has to do with your love life. And the outcome. It's the Queen of Swords again. She is independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making. Clearing away all that no longer serves you. And seeing the humor in a situation, which, specific to the feminine, may help you again to let something go, right? And start anew with this energy of the new moon. Leave something alone, leave it in the past, walk away from something that's holding you back, is the equivalent of moving on and clearing away what doesn't serve you. Also interesting for the masculine, this would be like double the energy, because this was his higher self, the energy connected to him, and then for an outcome it's for us also. He has it twice over, plus the King. And that could also be specifically the influence of Mercury, which, as I mentioned, enters retrograde shadow same day, the day after this moon, rather, same day as Uranus, ruler of Aquarius. So more of this goes direct. More of this air or swords energy goes direct. I think because this is an earth-connected moon, I want to use these cards of abundance next. Beginning again with God is your source. Everything you need is supplied by the infinite source of God, and your faith is what opens the doorway to receive. In God, there is no lack or limitation. Rather, there is plenty of abundance for all to share. If you don't believe in God, you can cross that out in your mind and replace it with universe. Because prayer and focused intention are the same thing. Manifestation, it's the same thing. So I'm going to leave the same spread here. And again, this card here will most directly represent individual being or couple, depending upon how you want to look at it. And the card is no more complaining. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God-given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. So that's our main focus over the next couple of weeks. Recent past, maybe what got us here. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to organizations and to people who spiritually support and inspire you. And know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, and other resources that you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. And of course, this is sitting here atop this Five of Wands, so they could definitely be connected. And also, when I say recent past, since this is a reading for 2 weeks out, recent past may not have come yet. After a week, right when you're in the second week of the reading, then the previous week is the recent past, if you get what I mean. Um, Near future. Partnership. Very nice. This could be, if it's coupled with the chariot, maybe moving in terms of a partnership, moving forward, moving in together, literally, maybe buying a car or something, or entering some, maybe it's a business partnership. If it's not a romantic partnership, and something's, going to be starting getting going. Allow helpful, supportive partnerships into personal life and career, and both parties benefit as a result. You are receiving help from heaven from a person who brings needed skills and resources. I just heard like car loan too. I don't know if somebody needs to or wants to get a new car, maybe co-sign. That could be the partnership or something, or the partnership can be you and the bank. I don't know. Masculine higher self, Queen of Swords. Deservingness. You are a beloved child of God like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels see how amazing you truly are. Blocks to individual or shared progress, something that we're feeling stuck on or stuck from. Successful funding. Okay, this is needing backing, needing support. And it crosses this area here where I was just feeling something about a loan. So that could be tied for sure. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom that God that gave you the idea. Don't allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into a reality. Crowdfunding partnerships and other investments are available to help you. And so, if it's tied to the Queen of Cups, for example, that business or endeavor that your heart is invested in, and that your intuition is guiding you toward. This card is saying don't ignore that simply because you're saying, well, I don't have the money to do it. They're saying there's ways to acquire the money to do it. What the feminine can do to help herself: organize for success. Do not let the word organize intimidate you, as it is simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose. Organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living and workspace, and your finances will help you to know and plan your next action steps. And that is very Queen of Swords. Again, she is the feng shui queen. So this organization and having the energy flow properly will help you with this, with growing. Masculines are self. I'm sorry. What the masculine can do to help himself: face your financial fears. When you're honest with yourself about your fears or success or failure, then they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self doubts. You might want to get your credit report if you're not aware of what's on there. There could be a mistake or something, or just you being aware of what is there, even if it is right. Also, there may be something that you can do about boosting. There's that boost thing with one of those one of the bureaus, boosting your score. I just got something about that. Also, you should know what's in the bank. And what's due to you, like in your check, like pay attention to your check. These are all very Queen of Swords and King of Swords things too. Pay attention to things like your paycheck, your stub, to make sure that it's right, receipts and stuff like that. What the universe wants us all to do and wants to help us with: take a divinely guided chance. Of course, that's when the divine is attributed to the universe, of course. All positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar, but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. And the outcome. How's this for an outcome? Windfall of abundance. An increase in abundance is arriving in many different forms. Some of them are unexpected. Be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, your health, and your charitable work. So I think it's interesting that, yes, we were already talking about life purpose, but I also like got kind of stuck on health before, and charitable work is brought up also here. Lastly, I think I'm going to use, I'm just realizing this is not necessarily in frame, these butterfly cards. Okay, I think that's better, right? Again, our overall energy there was body changes and divine being or couple. Self-care. So remember, that was our block, our challenge. This is what we need to focus on, getting grounded and rooted in that. And that can involve literally getting into your roots, your ancestors. That can be tied to the self-care. I don't know what way. I'm seeing something else, but I'm not sure what yet, and I don't have time to just sit and try to figure it out. Recent past. If it comes to me, I'll definitely share it. End of an era. Well, that's true, right? With the recent past, this could be tied to the whole end of like Pisces and moving into Aquarius. This can be tied to the last full moon, which was very impactful. It was the last full moon of the year, and I felt at that time that we were starting a new cycle, so a new era. The end of 2020, now we just started with the one, we got another 9-year cycle. So it could be tied to that, or maybe something more, intimately known to you in your life, something that came to a close, and then there'll be new things. A job ending, or a relationship, I don't know, something else. Near future. New career. So maybe one ended and one is beginning. And that maybe it's tied to partnership. I also got here with the partnership in the Chariot. It just came to me. It could be tied to that communal living card, and maybe people moving in together or doing something, some sort of collaboration together. Making moves together, in terms of, making moves. Masculine higher self. Sentimental feelings. It could be tied to deservingness. Maybe you going over your life and, realizing now that you deserve what everybody else gets. And it's tied to the Queen of Swords too, which is again, sort of tidying up your life, making adjustments where necessary, if necessary. And so just sort of feeling nostalgic or emotional about those things. Blocks the individual or shared purpose. New exercise program. I am noticing that it's very purple, like the successful funding card. It could be connected in terms of exercising a new way of going about raising funds or money support for something that you're, a new program, something that you're in, a new endeavor that you're dealing with. What the feminine can do to help herself. Religion and spirituality. It has to be tied to, again, this Eight of Cups, which I said is a very spiritual card. And also maybe into organizing for success. Again, it's about dropping some sort of restrictions and ideologies maybe, and things that have been inhibiting us, and moving on to like a higher sort of consciousness and awareness and realization of what freedom really means, and in the different ways that we're free, and what is beyond our control. So that is a restriction anyway, and how to move about freely about the cabin regardless. What the masculine can do to help himself. Seeking and finding. I said seek and find mistakes, errors, information, clarity about your finances, but could be tied to other things too. Again, the Eight of Wands can be about communications and stuff also. So I think it's tied to that. Also, in terms of the self-care, like finding time to do that, it sits here under this Queen of Cups. So making sure you're finding time for that, masculine. What the universe would have us all do and wants to help us with. Courage, like in facing all these things and knowing that we can face any and everything that comes our way. May involve a Leo or Leo energy there. In terms of the Strength card, Major Arcana card 11 from the Tarot. And lastly, the outcome. Joining windfall of abundance is hobbies. Very interesting. And the Queen of Swords. This could be the way, perhaps, that you achieve the abundance, or some of it, that's going to come your way by using some sort of creative outlet to draw more abundance toward yourself, maybe in a very literal way, like turning a hobby into a business, a job, something that you can sell and earn money from. And maybe I'll stop there. I also feel like I'm supposed to do a spread from the masculine perspective, but possibly in a different reading. So I don't know what other reading that would be, but I think I'm going to do that. I'll do that in a separate reading. I don't know what that's going to be called. But I'll bring this one to a close, our New Moon in Capricorn reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like, share, and subscribe, comment, all of those things. I do appreciate it. When subscribing, please hit both the subscribe button and the bell button. My subscribers are always telling me that they're constantly being unsubscribed. They never get my messages. They never get my notifications. And it's just a real pain in the butt for us all. If you comment, I try to respond to every comment I receive, so feel free to ask a question too, and I will seek to answer it. Namaste.